Welcome, parents and special guest. Today is a special day because our fifth grade students will have the opportunity to showcase their culminating PYP exhibition projects. This year's theme is Sharing the Planet, which is supported by three learner attributes. The primary learner attribute is thinker. Our students have had the opportunity to think outside of the box and complete their action plan despite the current status that we are living in. Our children also have become open-minded by coming up with new methods of completing their exhibition projects. During this process, our students have also become balanced by integrating the virtual world. Please know that your children have put in tremendous effort because I have witnessed the amount of work, research, writing, and collaboration that it takes to complete this project. I also want to congratulate the teachers and mentors for their efforts and support during this journey. With that being said, enjoy the presentations.
Pet Adoption 2024 IB PYP Exhibition.
Group members: Dennis Coos, Jaden Gugulov, Lee Rounds,
Neil Watson, David Ganoza.
Theme: Sharing the Planet. Central idea: a society's beliefs and values affect how it uses its resources and empowers citizens to reflect on local and global challenges. Topic: Pet adoption.
What is pet adoption? Pet adoption is the transfer of responsibility for a pet owned by another person to the person adopting that animal. Common sources for adoptable pets are animal shelters, rescue groups, or other pet owners. How does pet adoption work? Pet adoption works by people adopting or donating money to these shelters. The money from donations and adoption goes to the needs of the animals such as clean water, food, shelters, and more. Pet adoption can happen anywhere from animal shelters to stray pets.
How did pet adoption begin? Homeless animals have not always been protected in the United States. The Pennsylvania SCPA became the first to focus on the treatment of shelter animals in 1874. American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was founded in 1866. In the late 1970s, veterinarian input led to increased preventative care and treatment programs. Today, there is still no federal system to regulate shelters, and therefore some of the guidelines for animal care may be undeveloped.
Pet adoption. How does pet adoption change others and the world? Pet adoption can change others by developing a space in your heart for the pet you adopt. Pet adoption can change the world, as if more people adopt pets, less pets will die of a liquid substance.
When pets get adopted, they don't get euthanized, which means they die by liquid substance. Pet adoption can build responsibility because you need to take care and feed the pet, which makes you think of others more besides yourself. Pets can help people mentally by decreasing stress levels and helping building skills. Pets can also help children make skills or grow emotional skills.
How is pet adoption related to taking care of children? Pet adoption can help a parent take care of a child. You can adopt a dog or a cat to help your child.
This is called pet therapy. Pet therapy helps if the child has a condition or a disease. A therapy animal is known to give unconditional love and emotional support to people who need help and are suffering from a disease. Dogs are the most common animal used for pet therapy. Pet therapy usually involves a guided interaction between a patient and the therapy animal.
Reflection. I really enjoyed working with my team. There were some ups and downs, but at the end we figured it out. A thing I would have changed would be if we had more time to work together.
Working with my group was enjoyably fun. Everyone in my team played an important role in creating the final product. One thing I would have changed is the amount of time to work on the slides.
Jaden, working with my team was wonderful. We all checked and discussed all the mistakes we made, and each one of the group members all had an important part in this project. One thing I would have changed would be if we had more time to talk with each other and think more about this project.
Working with my group was fun and interesting. We fixed and talked about the problems and mistakes, and each one of us answered a purpose for helping us make this project a great thing. I would have changed the amount of information we put in the PowerPoint.
Reflection. David, working in this group was very enjoyable. Although we did not agree on everything, but we figured it out. I would change the amount of time we worked together.
Humane Society International is the international division of the Humane Society of the United States. Millions of supporters, the Humane Society of the United States goes against puppy mills, factory farms, the fur trade, trophy hunting, animal cosmetics, testing, and other cruel industries. They help thousands of animals every year through their rescue, response, and hands-on animal service. We would help them take care of more animals by washing and feeding them.
Best Friends Animal Society, founded in its present form in 1993, is an American non-profit animal company. To help them, we would help them when they search for more animals that are in need. With all their hands-on help, pets will always be safe there. They wash and feed animals at their pet adoption center. We would pass out flyers to people to not buy but adopt. They have tons of fundraisers to help these amazing creatures.
Hope for Paws is a non-profit animal rescue group. Hope for Paws rescues animals facing death or danger through abuse or abandonment. They first get a call about an animal, then they go out and feed it. They give it the medical care it needs. After they clean it, they put it up for adoption. They also have various fundraisers that you can check out at their website. How would you help them is we would donate and convince everyone else we know to at least try to donate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
IBPYP exhibition by Christessa Bollinger, Lila Cooper, Mandy Coonan, Kayla Joseph, and Joaquin Santiago.
Theme: Sharing the planet. Central idea: a society's beliefs and values affect how it uses its resources and empowers citizens to reflect on local and global challenges. Topic: recycling.
Form. What is recycling? Recycling is the process of converting waste such as plastic or paper into reusable material. Recycling is done to reduce the rates of pollution and waste made. Recycling is also done to help the environment become an even greener place.
Function. How does recycling work? The process in which you collect and make materials is called recycling. First collect plastic waste, next sort and categorize. After shred and wash the recyclers. Furthermore, manufacture products. Last, put the processed materials that are uncycled and use them to make new products.
Causation. What influences people to recycle? People always use recyclable materials every day, but around 69% of people in the whole planet do not recycle. But the reason people recycle, what influences them, is the expectations when they are done with recycling. It is when they are done that influences them. Sometimes even the internet helps people recycle. When people look out and see the beautiful ocean, the non-damaged trees, that's what influences people to recycle.
Change. How has recycling changed others or the world? Recycling has changed others or the world by keeping trash from certain places where there shouldn't be. Recycling is usually trash turned into new products. People who recycle keep waste and bad material from the planet. When you don't recycle, more waste would be incinerated or sent to landfills, increasing air and water pollution all over the world. However, recycling has difficulty removing oils, grease, or food waste from the used plastic. So many food and oil-based product containers are discarded, usually to a landfill. Advanced recycling solves these issues by breaking down materials to the molecular level. This is how recycling helps make the world a better place and makes better people.
Connection. How is recycling connected to the planet? Recycling is connected to the planet because it creates a healthier and more sufficient environment for plants, animals, and humans. For example, it will be safer to breathe, eat, and drink. Surprisingly, people are finding microplastics and bacteria in their food and drinks. It will be creating a safer and less toxic environment for the future generation of living organisms.
Perspective. How do people of other cultures or countries view or complete recycling? In cultures and countries all over the world, people view recycling in their own way. In Sweden, Swedes turn waste into energy. In Japan, Japanese work to the path to zero waste. In both countries, recycling is considered a very important topic of our planet. However, in Turkey, only 1% of waste is recycled or used, or in Chile, where unregulated dumping is common because there is no close waste system. This makes our planet more sick and polluted. Cultures and countries can have different opinions and ways on recycling.
Responsibility. Why should we respect the process of recycling? We should respect the process of recycling because it will create a healthier and safer environment for the future generation of living organisms. It also has a big impact on life and ecosystems. Being responsible for the process of recycling can save the world and the people in it. We can take action by joining groups or organizations like Recycle Florida Today, or if people can't find the time to recycle, we could join the Recycle at Home program. The Florida Recycle Today program is a recycling program that helps Florida State Waste Prevention and the premier professional association for resource conservation. The Recycle at Home program is a recycling program made for people who don't have time to recycle outdoors, so instead you find trash to recycle inside your home. Recycling teaches us to reduce waste and respect the environment. It also teaches us that there's more than one way to get rid of trash without polluting. Recycling conserves energy, natural resources, and jobs that produce economic benefits. If you do not recycle, you may pollute the world around us.
Working together with my IB group has taught us to learn about recycling. I think that it is easier to work as a group because we can all express our ideas to each other and can learn different things about recycling to express our different ideas to each other. Thank you.
IB Exhibition, Sharing the Planet, created by Taylor Gibb, Lauren Furman, Adrian Stewart, Joaquin Cruz Gomez, Ileana Stakosis, and Vyacheslav Upser.
Theme: Sharing the Planet. Central idea: a society's beliefs and values affect how it uses its resources and empowers citizens to reflect on local and global challenges. Topic: Animal testing.
Form. What is animal testing? Animal testing is when scientists test human and medicinal products on living animals. They are used to see if human and medicinal products have the same effect on humans. For example, animals are exposed to drugs, chemicals, and diseases. This exposure can cause lots of damage to the animal being tested.
Function. How does animal testing happen? Scientists always need to test their products. They can't test on humans because the products can be dangerous and the scientists will most likely get sued. The scientists test on animals because animals can't sue them. Sadly, animals get hurt when products are not safe for living things.
How did animal testing begin? Animal testing began when Ibn Zur wanted to test their products but without experimenting on humans, so they used animals. One of the most frequent animals being tested on are bunnies. For example, injecting harmful substances like perfume. This procedure can greatly damage the animal being tested.
How has animal testing changed others or the world? Did you know animal testing kills animals and scientists are promoting this bad cause? Animal testing is not safe and has changed to help prevent diseases, but harms animals. Animal testing is changing around the world or with others by having misleading animal testing results. If scientists ban animal experiments, that would mean an end to testing new drugs or using human beings for all safety tests. Animal testing changes humans by more people thinking animal testing is unethical.
Connection. How is animal testing connected to our everyday products? Over many years, humans have been using cruel ways to test cosmetics. This has been found to harm millions of animals. A lot of people agree with me when it comes to whether or not animal testing should be illegal or legal, but luckily humans have found a new way to test cosmetics by using artificial skin with human cells. This has been found to predict human reactions better.
Does anyone have a different way to explain or do animal testing? Animal testing is commonly seen as taboo or evil, but not all see it that way. Many scientists want animal testing to stay. Due to most people not being willing to have products tested on them, scientists can't just create a product and release it to the public. But you can't forget that these animals are alive, so is this ethical?
Responsibility. What we would do to take action for animal testing. Speak with our voices. We would tell our family and friends and social media about the harm animal testing does to our environment. Go places. We would go to exciting places handing out flyers. For example, Lincoln Road, Aventura Mall, our school, etc. Flyers. We would make flyers for protesting animal testing. Reflection. In this project, our team has learned about how animal testing has had a harsh effect on our community and animals. These harsh effects damage our Earth by taking animals away from their habitats. Animal testing does not serve any purpose for our planet. Without animal testing, our planet can be a better place. Thank you.
Invasive Species, 2024 IB Exhibition, Ella Dave, Sofia Suarez, Aitana Fernandez, Sofia Savon, and Amelia Fuertes.
Theme: Sharing the Planet. Central idea: a society's beliefs and values affect how it uses its resources and empowers citizens to reflect on local and global challenges. Topic: Invasive species.
What are invasive species? Invasive species are plants or animals that are not indigenous to the area or ecosystem where they are located. Invasive species interfere with their non-native environment. Here we have two examples of invasive species to the world. We have the Nile tilapia that is invasive to the Gulf of Mexico, and the apple snail that is invasive to Southeast Asian countries such as Thailand. How do invasive species become considered as invasive? In order to be considered invasive, the species would usually have to be a disturbance to the native plants or animals around it. The plant or animal would also have to easily adapt to the new land and easily regrow if cut off. A couple reasons why we have invasive species is boat travel, accidental seed dispersal by animals, and by humans.
What do invasive species cause in the environment? Invasive species cause financial problems, extinction of plants and animals. They reduce organisms and change habitats. Invasive species cause environmental harm by using the limited resources that are meant for native species. Invasive species cause financial problems by harming nature and impairing food systems. The Burmese python is an invasive species. The Burmese python is native to Asia. It is invasive to South Florida. They harm the environment by competing with native organisms for food, which include mammals, birds, and other reptiles. The cane toad is another invasive species. It is native to South and Central America. It is invasive to Florida, Hawaii, Guam, and the Philippines, and more. The cane toad harms the environment because of their toxins. It has been proven that their toxins extinct many native species.
How have invasive species changed our world and environment? Invasive species have been causing extinctions and changes over time by reducing biodiversity, competing for limited resources, and altering indigenous plants and animals' habitats. For example, the apple snails is one of the most invasive species specifically to the U.S. They consume several plants that provide food and habitats for a variety of wildlife, which disrupts the entire ecosystem. This can also lead to a change in food webs by destroying food sources for native organisms.
How are invasive species connected to the environment? Invasive species can cause plants and animals to go extinct and reducing biodiversity and competing with other plants and animals for limited resources. One example of an invasive species is the lionfish. The lionfish is harming native coral reef ecosystems in the Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. The multiflora rose can invade open woodland, forest edges, and early succession pasture and fields. The multiflora rose can spread on roadsides and margins of swamps. That's what makes the rose invasive. The Japanese beetles are an invasive species in North America. They are native to the island of Japan. The Japanese beetles are destructive plant pests. The beetles feed on grassroot, grub-damaged lawns, golf courses, and pasture.
How do people of other cultures feel about invasive species? Some cultures believe that invasive species are leading into causes of global biodiversity loss. This means that invasive species can cause damage habitats, but not all cultures believe this. For example, a green crab, it is a predator of many forms of shore life. Other cultures think invasive species are helpful to the environment. For example, invasive species can give nutrients to birds and give them the food that they need to eat.
Action Plan. As a team, we would partner with the Florida Invasive Species Council and work together to reduce the population of invasive species. If our team were to take action, we would help by participating in the FISC. Another thing we would do is make flyers. On the flyers, we would write how invasive species cause a global problem that needs to be solved. If allowed, we would spread the flyers around neighborhoods, supermarkets, schools, bus stations, and many more places.
How can the study of invasive species help us learn about our world? During this project, we have learned how to work together, new information about invasive species, how they help and cause harm to our environment.
Working as a team made us realize that collaborating generates better ideas. We have enjoyed learning about each other's perspectives and ideas. We are able to help each other by correcting mistakes that we made and having discussions.
We have learned that invasive species help and harm our environment. Invasive species harm our environment because they steal resources that are needed for native species. This reduces the number of native plants and animals. Invasive species help our environment by producing nutrients for other animals.
Thank you.
We hope you learned about the global threat of invasive species. Remember to spread awareness. Sincerely,
Ella Dave
Sofia Suarez.
Aitana Fernandez.
Sofía Sabón.
and Emilia Fortes.